Let's make a very delicious sandwich bread. This breakfast recipe should be in every home, like the menu for every home's breakfast. The first thing that I did, as you can see, is remove the edges of the bread so that it will give it a very mouth-watering taste and it will just melt in your mouth, okay? So after that, I started chopping my vegetables in the cube forms. The carrots, the onions, this is the tomato that I also want to add to this sandwich. As you can see that. Now, in a non-stick pan, I greased my pan, or you can sprinkle, okay, with vegetable oil. I added in all the vegetables that are chopped into cubes. Added my sea spice or whatever spice that you want to add to this, and this is seasoning and oyster sauce. It's going to give it a top-notch taste and flavor to this amazing breakfast. So I turned this to incorporate so well and so nicely into the whole vegetables and all the meat. And the last thing I added was my pepper so that it's going to have a little bit of pepperish taste and flavor in your mouth. Then this is the cheese that I also, grated just a little bit, added to the sauce and turned it very well to come together. The purpose for this cheese inside this is for it to bind it, okay? So it was done. I had to bring it down from the fire. Then I started placing it on my bread that I removed the edges. All right, and I sprinkled some cheese on top of the fillets as well before I covered it to make sure that each slice of bread fits to the down, okay? Now, in another plate, I removed the top to bind it with condensed milk. This is condensed milk that I'm using as a binder to the edges of the bread, as you can see for yourself. So I used the perfect match in bread to cover it, and I used my palms to make sure that it holds so perfectly so it does not get to separate when I put them into the oil to fry. Okay, this was the first one. This is the second one. Please do not forget to like my video, for it is going to encourage me to keep putting up something. I'd really appreciate that if you do that for me. It will go a long way to my efforts. Thank you so much. So I had to press them to make sure that it binds perfectly. And on another bowl, my love plate, I cracked in one egg and put a little bit of salt inside of this, then turned it very well to make sure that it incorporates very well before I start to put my bread inside of that egg. Then I made sure that the egg, touches on all the body of the bread before I used it on my breadcrumbs. If I had it bind this with condensed milk, it would have separated by now. But it held it a little bit, okay? So I wanted to make sure that the breadcrumbs soaks very well on this bread so that it is going to make it to become more crispier. Because you know that the breadcrumbs makes it crispier. You do know that? So after that, I put it into the frying oil. The oil was very hot so that it doesn't get to make the bread soggy or soak a lot of oil. But first, you can see what I did. I had to put the bread inside my frying spoon before I put it inside this hot oil so that it does not rip apart. So it was done. Look at it, looking so delicious and marvelously mouth-watering. So this part was where I put the cheese. Look at that, looking all delicious. Try this and you will thank me. Thanks for watching.